Hey everybody, this is Jason with Amazing Vacations USA. I'm joined today by Walter Centeno in Costa Rica and Carol, who's also been so gracious to join us. Carol is actually, we were just chatting right before we started this call, but she is one of the first three women guides in all of Costa Rica. And we wanted to, and I've heard awesome things about you, Carol, and we wanted to just give you a chance to kind of share some of your stories. And we're super excited to hear about you. But I'll do a really quick introduction. We had like 5 minutes is all to chat before this call. So Carol was in education for like 13 years. But back in 1991, she was one of the very, very first guides in Costa Rica. And has been on rafting competitions and been just instrumental in helping put together a lot of the rafting teams that have come out of Costa Rica. So, Carol, maybe just give us a quick introduction that I didn't do very well of about yourself.
Well, Jason, Arnaldo, and Walter, thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this series of, I don't know, interviews. It's an honor for me to be here. Well, I was born and raised in Turrialba, this beautiful town of Costa Rica. I'm a mother of two sons, and I probably consider myself probably the proudest grandmother too of a beautiful little girl. Since I was growing up, I was always oriented to be outdoors, and I would look with my brothers and sisters. We would always be looking for trouble, if you can say that, in the farm we grew up. And then when I was in high school, I joined the basketball team. So I was really also oriented to practice team sports. And then one day I happened to be by the Reventason River, just watching my friends learning how to kayak. And I saw these people coming down the river. And immediately I think I fell in love with it. And I said, I want to do that. And that's how it all started, I guess.
Awesome. So that was right before the dam. That was before the dam went in. That you were there on the Rentason.
Yeah, it was in 1991. Actually,
Wow.
when I asked for, I asked them, I wanted to practice that. Was by the time that Mr. Rafael Gallo was organizing the Project Raft competition. So they actually opened up and they said if I wanted to try with a women's team. They wanted to form the first women's team to participate in the Project Raft. So actually, the very first time I went down the river, it was applying to be part of that team, which in the end it didn't go too well because we had two rafts. One of them I remember was guided by Mariano Sabanera. The other one was guided by Hilda Montenegro. I was in Hilda's boat, and we all made it okay at Heaven's Gates Rapid. But Mariano's boat didn't. They flipped over. So it was pretty funny. I mean, for me, I had no idea what I was doing, but I just feel relieved, that I wasn't in the other boat because I don't know if I would still be here for the first experience rafting. So in the end, I don't think the girls wanted to continue. I don't remember really what happened, but after that, I kept training with another rafting company.
Awesome.
And I have to say this, in the end, Mr. Rafael Gallo asked me if I wanted to be part of a team, which he put a lot of people from different countries. There was this guy from Russia. There was this guy from Argentina, two girls from California, and one guy from Zambia, I guess, and two Costa Ricans. And we were called Youth Unlimited. It was one of the most exciting experiences and most memorable experiences I have on the river.
And that was
Pretty
that.
good to start. Pretty good to start, right?
Was that it? That was in 1991 when all that happened then as well.
That yeah,
Awesome.
that was in 1991. I was already guiding because I think we took the trials to be on that team. It was at the beginning of the year, and then I kept training, and then I was guiding, and that's when Mr. Gallo asked me if I wanted to be in one of the teams because I was already able to. I was already working on the river.
Well, what as you've done a lot of these competitions, what would you say is the most memorable time, or from all those competitions as you look back? What was the most memorable time on the river with that?
Like the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was one of them because it was the first one, and there were so many people coming here from. I don't remember how many teams were participating. Maybe if somebody is there and they know, maybe they can remind me. That was an awesome experience, but also I have to say when we won the silver medal in Costa Rica in the slalom competition, that was like it felt pretty good.
Awesome.
That was 2011.
That was in 2011, and also I think another one was when I got to kayak the Puralepu River for the downriver race, which I had no intentions of doing it, and like I don't know if you've been in that river, if you know that river, but it's huge, and I rafted it, and I said, "There's no way I'm gonna kayak. I'm gonna kayak down the river for a competition." Wow. But I kept thinking, and I felt bad for my team. And in the end, that same morning, when all the kayakers were getting ready, I decided I want to go for it. So I just went for it, and it felt really good at the end. I remember Mr. Gallo was also in the kayak cheering me up. And he said he was paddling in a longer boat, of course, but I remember him saying that he wasn't going to run Casa de Piedra rapid. It's a class 5 long rapid. And he was so excited, just telling me to keep going, that all of a sudden he said, "Oh, I wasn't supposed to run this rapid, and here I am." So he had to run it. That's pretty funny.
Wow.
Awesome. And I'm just curious, you've done a lot of amazing things with girls in Costa Rica and being able to, you were one of the first women doing this. What was it like, and has it been difficult to kind of build those teams with the girls on for the rafting, or what's that experience been like for you?
See, actually, Caro, I wanted to add something. That was one of my questions for you. How does it feel also? It's kind of the same. How does it feel also to be one of the leaders, empowering that many girls that I know are following you? How does it feel, how do you feel that?
How does it feel? It takes a lot of responsibility. That's what it feels like. A lot of responsibility, a lot of commitment, and
Oh, I think we lost her feed.
Oop. I think we lost her, right?
I think we lost her feed. Well, we'll pause while she tries to join back in. I think it's her connection, Walter.
I think her connection.
Oh, there she's
back. You guys
right
there?
Oh, she's back. There we go. We lost you for just a second.
Okay.
Oh, I was talking to myself then.
We got you.
No, I was saying, that it feels like a lot of responsibility, mainly, and it's very rewarding too when you see the impact, that just being in the whole process of training and preparation for a competition makes in everybody, so it gets Sometimes it gets the worst on people out, but it's good because I see like it's healing something, and then you get to see the final product. So it's really rewarding too, but it takes a lot of sacrifice.
Got it. And how, when you first started kayaking, because it wasn't, I mean, kayaking was kind of a macho guy sport originally, right? And I'm just curious, did people look at you as a female trying to kayak? Was that something that you got funny looks, or did people give you a hard time as a female trying to do that back in the 90s down in Costa Rica? Oh, we lost your connection again. Oh, you're back, Carol. Can you hear me now?
There you are. See.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on, but I lost you guys.
Got it. We can hear you now. I think it's the internet connection down there. The question I'd asked was, what was it like when you first started kayaking? It wasn't, Costa Rica's kind of got a macho, guy type of thing. Was it hard to be a girl kayaker right at first back in the 90s? Did people give you a hard time when you wanted to boat and do the kayaking and guiding as a female?
Some people did, actually, yeah. But a lot of people helped me too, So I'm just grateful for that. I remember, I'm pretty grateful for the two first female guides. I remember one day when I was starting to guide, they came and they say hello, and they say welcome to the river, and they told me, that's how I know, they told me, you're the third female guide in Costa Rica, and we hope you have a good time, and we're here for you, and this and that. And I really appreciate that. It's a very memorable thing I have from that. But I had a lot of people that helped me. Like I think one of my teachers was Xiao, actually. He was very strict with me, so I'm grateful for that. Also, who else was there? I don't know if you heard about Javier Valverde. He was one of the Costa Rica expeditions guides. He was one of my mentors too, and I remember Miti also. Miti was like the technical guy. So I remember every time we run a rapid, he turned back to me and he said, like, you're not asking me any questions about the rapid, or just make sure you look back and see the structure of the rapid. So it was really cool. So I picked things from each of those very experienced guys, and I could feel their support. So it was really nice.
Awesome.
But of course, answering your question, yes, there were some people that were not happy about it, and they gave me a hard time too.
You showed them up. Good. Well, what advice would you have for like a younger, for I guess any paddler, female, male, whoever, anybody who's wanting to go into guiding? What advice would you give them if they were saying, "Hey, Carol, I'm interested in being a guide. What should I do?"
Well, I would tell them to, they can do it. Whatever they want to do, they can do it. But if you are considering to be a guide, first of all, you have to be prepared for it. You have to make sure that it's going to be tough. I mean, it's a sport or an industry. If you want to work as a guide, that it takes a lot of responsibility. You are in charge of, of your crew. So you have to train for that. You have to be responsible enough and train in the water. Make sure you're a good swimmer and you are trained physically trained for the challenge that it takes. It's not gonna be easy. That's what I'm gonna say, because not every day is the same. There's different challenges all the time. But that's the good thing about it. That's what makes it so much fun. You are experimenting all the time. You're living. You are meeting people and every day, as I say, every day is a challenge. So, but they can go for it. They just need to train. Make sure they get well prepared. They take all the courses and ask for help. Never be afraid of asking for help. That's the best thing. You have to know that you have to keep an open mind to learn from everybody. Everybody's gonna teach you something, good or a bad lesson, or a good or a bad, how do you say, yeah, lesson, I could say.
Sure.
That, right?
Sure. So one of the questions I've enjoyed asking these seasoned people is, as you've guided on the river, what is one of the funniest things that you ever had happen with clients, or just funniest things you had happen when you were out on the river with people?
The funniest thing, I think it happened. Actually happened last year. A few funny things. I had a flip in the air. I don't know how it happened. I flipped over my boat. Just, like I hit a wave and the boat took a lot of air and my people everybody fell on the right side of the boat. And just because of that, we flipped over. It was a small boat, in the middle. I had no idea I was going to flip. It was incredible for me. So I think it was pretty funny. I kept telling my friends, I flipped today. Don't even ask me how, because I don't know. I have no idea what happened. So it was embarrassing. But after that, I couldn't stop laughing, And then another one was also like we took this group of kids. They wanted to have fun. So I was working with a company in the States, actually, and these guys, they do whatever. It was so much fun. They put one boat on top of the other one, and then another boat on top of the second boat, and we went down the river like that with all the kids just sitting all over the boats, and we went down Hospital Bar Rapid like that. I thought we were gonna flip, but no, it was so heavy that nothing happened there. But it was a lot of fun.
Got it.
That's so fun. Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I've never done that.
Is there, as you think back I know one of the things I like to do is also learn from.
These experiences happen actually with the team. When you travel with your friends. No. But I'm not gonna tell the stories. I'm not gonna bore you with that.
Do you have any kind of learning experiences from like scary times on the river, or like when there was things that we could learn from that might have been a bad experience, or that we can look back and say, okay, now I know I don't want to do that again, or things that people could learn from?
Actually, I have a pretty interesting story happened in 1996. This happened when I was working with my friend Tara. She's a guy from the States. She's a really good friend of mine. And we used to paddle to work together all the time. We started, it was a 2-day trip on the Pacuari. It was in February. We call it the flood of the 100 years. I don't know if you guys have heard of that story, Walter and Arnaldo. Have you? No? Well,
No.
It was the flood in 96, in February 96. We started rafting. It was a 2-day trip. We started rafting with low water. It was like 25 or 3,000 CFS on the river. And the water was crystal clear. But what happened is that there had been different floods during that month, and trips were canceled because of that. So that day that we came on the river, Tara asked one of the guests to start taking photos. She didn't know why, but she just asked him to take photos. We got to the campsite, then we took our guests to the rooms and we showed them the campsite and we explained what was going to happen in the afternoon. And it started raining and pouring, and I don't think it stopped raining in the end for the next 4 days. But the river kept rising. By like 3:30 or 4 p.m., we said the river is going to be canceled for tomorrow. It's just too high. But it kept raining more and more and more, and we started to get worried because, it was getting closer and closer to the campsite. We started pulling the boats out of the water, pulling them up and up, like 3 times we did it until it was all the way up to the kitchen area, basically. And we went to bed. We went to sleep. The river, before we went to sleep, the river was already like an ocean, like a sea. It was, like brown water. And like very early in the morning, like at 4 a.m., the caretaker of the campsite, knocked at our doors, and she said, like, the boats are gone, and there was a creek in between of the campsite, and there is this little bridge you have to get across from the kitchen area and the guides' dormitories to where our guests were sleeping, the area where the guests were sleeping. So we went there and we woke them up and we got them across that little bridge because it was going to be taken, by the creek. So we did that, and just a few hours later, the whole thing was gone. We stayed there. To make a long story short, we stayed there for 4 days. We tried to keep our people entertained, and fed. And as soon as it stopped raining, or after the 4th day, we started hiking out. And the guys from the company came to pick us up also with the Red Cross team. And even to get across the river, 4 days later, it was really, really hard. The river was still huge. I don't think we were able to run the river for until a week after that. But it was a totally different, of course. And in the end, everything went okay with the people, and we were able to bring them back home, back to their hotels, it sounds like.
Wow. Rafa just made a comment. He said that he lost 3 boats in that one.
Yeah.
But
he lost 3 boats.
I think we got him back.
Uh-huh. Well,
At
finger
least
crossed.
one, I hope.
No, and Rafa also said that it's the highest water level ever in Pacuare, 1996. That was his name.
You know what happened also? I was concerned because my sister was guiding, and she was at the next door campsite. So I knew she was there, and at night you could hear the landslides. I thought the whole mountain was gonna fall over us. And so I kept telling Tara, my friend, like, there's nowhere to go. We cannot go back there, and we cannot go over there because the river is so huge. So it was quite an experience. I was there in probably the biggest flood.
Wow. See, the biggest. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that.
I hope we get the boats back.
Finally, ended up. Rafa said that we lost one. Ended up. Oh no, one ended up in Tortuguero, which is the lower lands of all water, like by the coast. That's what Rafa said. Wow. Oh, saludos, Saba. There is Saba. Saba is connected on Rafa, Vera, Nela Jimenez, Caro. Saludos. También las Machacas. They said Machacas says what happened in the Middle Fork, Carol. Something happened in the Middle Fork.
That's. Can I say that story? Can I tell that story?
Go for it.
The Middle Fork story. Well, last year I went to California, and I just said I wanted to go guiding, just class 2 and 3, because I just want to take it easy and enjoy the river. But in the end, that season last year, I ended up guiding in the Middle Fork and the North Fork. But the first trip of the season last year, my boss actually wanted to send me as the trip leader. I said, no, it's because it's my first trip. I don't want to have that responsibility. So he put another guy, which I'm happy he did. The river, I think, to run the Middle Fork, the normal water level is from 16 to 2,500 CFS, or 2,300 CFS. But that day I think it was almost 3,000. It was really high. the thing is, I was following another guide at the entrance of the tunnel chute. As I was just, following him, I saw him flipping over. The first boat, the lead boat, just flipped, but you could feel the water going so fast, so fast. So my plan was to hold on, to get down and hold on. Because the rapid changed now, and there is this wall on the right that they call it a magnetic wall, and it's got a reason for that. Well, my plan was just to paddle hard and hold on. I don't know. I didn't get to measure the speed of the water. It was going so fast that by the time I gave my last stroke so I could make the boat turn to the left, all of a sudden I was in the water. But it's just like I never saw it coming. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. I knew the plan I had. It's just that it was too fast. And I got thrown up in the air. When I got smacked against the wall on the left. And I think I went all the way down, but I felt like every single bone of my body breaking, like my body was broken. It was so hard, the impact. I think I have to say that's my worst swim ever. Not because of the swim. I didn't swim much, but the impact of my body hitting the rocks, it was huge. I ripped my pants, my neoprene pants. I ripped my shirt. I cut my knee and I cut my foot. And all my back was bruised because that's how I landed, on my back. But the whole back, I had like 4 huge bruises on back here and on my lumbar part of my back. And wow. I came out without air. Like I have to tell, my client to pick me up because I couldn't move. It was if the river had more rapids at that time, I think I would have drowned because I couldn't move. It was pretty impressive. Wow. So I think that rapid is famous for for when you swim, you are under the water all the time. I'm happy I fell out at the end, but it was just it's really, really violent.
Which river? What you said was the Middle Fork you were on when that happened?
That's the Middle Fork of the American River in California. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a beautiful river. The rapid is awesome. It's But if you swim, it's a different story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I swam at the end on that one as well. I hit that magnetic rock and I took a fly. I've been there.
Before I was there, I was seeing videos. And then as soon as I knew I was coming there, I was like, okay, get down. And I was like, yeah. I heard many histories about that. I was like, no, down.
Uh-huh.
Is that a class 4 rapid or a class 3? What level of rapid is that?
Well, they consider it class 5, right? Class 5.
Mm.
At least class 5 consequences, I would say. You get pretty.
I have to just changing the line. I have to say, I can remember once I was a rookie. I was guiding a raft already, little kid, and Caro, she was in another raft, and then I was behind, looking at the others, and then at some point I was close to the front, and Caro was at the front, and at some point she was looking at the other side, and I was looking to the front. I was like, we need to go, and Caro was like, go ahead, and I was like, no, you can go, come on, you can go ahead, and I was like, okay. And then I always remember that anytime, Caro.
Really?
You might not remember. Yeah, you might not
remember.
remember.
Did they scare you?
I was, I wanted to be in the back, always looking at, and then at this point, I was like, okay, why not, huh? I've been always back there looking at the others, and then, come on, and then you push me to break that, That was very cool.
Yeah, sometimes you just need somebody to, to tell you that you can do it, and you have to risk sometimes too, in order to win.
I always remember that.
Well, Carol, we're about 30 minutes in, and I know when we talked, we said we were going to try and keep it to about 30 minutes. I'm curious, what advice would you have for any American travelers that are wanting to come down to Costa Rica? What would you tell them about coming to Costa Rica and the rivers? And I mean, what do people need to know about this awesome river and tourism in Costa Rica?
Well, I have to tell you that if you haven't been here, you have to try it. The water is warm to start with, so it's pretty nice. You can jump in the water as much as you want. You're gonna have great guides that really love nature and really love receiving people and meeting them and taking care of them. You know, we are always happy to see and meet new people. So you are totally welcome to come here. As soon as this is over, right? You're gonna be wanting to go somewhere. So come to Costa Rica, come to Turrialba. You know, we have a beautiful volcano, we have mountains, we have rivers, and a lot of beautiful places where you guys can stay. You know, you're totally welcome to come here.
Awesome.
Well, it's interesting as we're talking. There are so many Americans that want to come and travel right now. I don't think Costa Rica realizes how many people are going to want to come and travel to Costa Rica as soon as the border opens up. And it's, I don't know. The good news is it seems like the COVID seems to be much less. The media seems to be making it a lot bigger deal than maybe it really is. I know there's, people have been impacted by it, obviously, but it feels like things are normal in most places. So hopefully the Costa Rica government will let people travel soon, and the fear of traveling can go away as quickly as it came, maybe. So.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready here. We got the kayaks. We got, the guides are waiting. Hotels are waiting. Friendly people in Costa Rica is waiting for. And let's see, hopefully soon, and then we can see you back here in Costa Rica.
We are definitely ready to have people traveling down there. So if anybody in Costa Rica is seeing this and worried that Americans aren't going to want to travel to Costa Rica, Americans are ready to come. So open the border, and I know there'll be a lot of people coming. So hopefully they'll keep the animo and the excitement up for all of everything you guys do down there as well. So thank you. Well, Carol, thank you so much for sharing some stories. I learned a ton. Appreciate it. And Walter, anything else you want to add or ask, or Arnaldo, anything you'd like to add or ask?
Yeah, I just have one question. How many world champs you got on your back?
Whoa, that's a good one.
How many?
World Rafting Championships.
How many world championships you have been on?
I've been to I don't know how many, like Bosnia, Indonesia,
2003.
New
You went to
Zealand,
Ecuador?
Costa Rica. No.
Ecuador? No. Okay. Bosnia.
Well, if you count
Czech
the camel in Chile, then we have Bosnia, which was a great one. Then
Costa Rica, 2011.
Costa Rica, New Zealand, Indonesia, Japan, and then the last one, which was the Tully River in Australia.
Australia, yeah, 7.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. You guys have to go there. It's such a beautiful river. And
awesome.
Wow.
So 7 World Rafting Championships. Besides that, Pan Americans, I'm sure.
Pan Americans in Brazil.
Festivals. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I've been rafting in Italy also. I was working as a guide there. My sister, which is a great boater, invited me because she lives there. So I had the opportunity because of her.
Saludos a Gabi.
Yeah. So it was awesome in California.
Wow. Okay, check it out. Tara is looking at you. Tara and Fernando.
Hi, Tara. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, they're looking at you. I have to say before we go, Carol, it's an honor to have you here. Such a dama, caballero, as we were talking, and then it was difficult to define that. But such an honor to share with you in the water for many years still. And we still, 2 months ago, we were kayaking together. Well, little fresh. So such an honor, and then we still have Carol for a while, huh?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. I hope we can go kayaking again, Walter. And Arnaldo, I admire you a lot. You are a great boater. Well, both of you are. But I would love to go kayaking with all of you.
Well, as soon as you
And,
have as soon as the airport opens up, I'll be down there, Carol.
yeah.
So hopefully we can have a
Okay,
big
and
get together.
rafting too. And rafting with all the friends and everybody that wants to come and visit us from the States and from everywhere in the world. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate
And
your time.
everybody that is watching us.
Thanks, everybody. See you later.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.